Hi, my name is Donnie Werner, and today we're going to be discussing organ reengineering and tissue engineering. Imagine being a young boy who can't go to school and will die without an oxygen tank. Now that you have that image in your head, you can imagine how 7-year-old Michael feels while he waits for his liver transplant. According to the American Transplant Foundation, last accessed September 24th, 2020, 20 people die per day waiting for an organ transplant. That means little Michael could be 1 in 20 to die today. Knowing that, Michael could die before he experiences things like driving or his high school prom, or even life for that matter. According to the Health and Resources and Services Administration website, last access September 26th, 2020, 109,000 people are waiting to be put on a transplant list. Today, we're going to learn about organ engineering and tissue engineering. And we're also going to discuss what organ reengineering and tissue engineering are and their advantages and disadvantages. Today, we're going to talk about what tissue engineering is. Tissue engineering is the start of organ reengineering, which is the combination of scaffolds, cells, and biologically active molecules. With this knowledge, researchers can then construct pieces of tissue to create organs or repair damaged organs. Tissue engineering is very important because it is the base of organ reengineering. Without tissue engineering, there is no organ reengineering, and there are no stem cells to create tissue so that researchers can fix damaged areas of organs. Organ reengineering and tissue engineering were created so that doctors could fix damaged areas of organs and whole organs. There are two ways for organ reengineering and tissue engineering to be started. The first of which is very expensive and takes a lot of time to do. It's starting from scratch. By doing that, they have to create a whole new scaffold so they can create pieces of tissue for organs. And the much cheaper version and faster version is just reusing the scaffold that's present in the organ itself and just repairing the damaged area. According to the National Institute of Biomedical Imaging and Bioengineering, last accessed September 20th, 2020, tissue engineering plays a very small role in patient treatment, and small procedures like artery reconstruction and areas of cartilage have been completed, but they are very expensive and very time consuming. Doctors are hoping to make it more popular to do, and they're hoping that it can be implemented into the medical field more in the near future. Now that we've talked about organ reengineering and what it is, we can now start discussing their advantages. There are many advantages in theory to this, since it is still being tested to make sure it's safe for humans. One great thing is when it is fully tested and made sure it is safe for humans, is it will shorten the transplant list drastically. Another advantage of organ reengineering and tissue engineering is that it can create organs that are very hard to obtain. Knowing that buying and selling organs is illegal and people need organs sooner than later, the advantage of tissue engineering and organ reengineering is great because these organs that are needed can be created on the spot. Another advantage to it is organs are often rejected when they aren't the correct type. So for a certain person, they need a specific type of organ, and sometimes they're rejected. So in this case, they will be specific to that person, and there is a lot less of a chance for the rejection to happen. Now that we've spoken about the advantages of organ reengineering and tissue engineering, we can now move on to the disadvantages. Now, there are not many disadvantages to organ reengineering and tissue engineering, but one that came up almost immediately was the cost. The cost of tissue engineering and organ reengineering is very high because of a few things. One problem that is it is very difficult to create the scaffolding for the tissue. It takes a long time and is a very complex process to create the scaffolding. So therefore, that drives up the price, and that also takes a long time, which they're trying to perfect right now. Today, we learned about tissue engineering and organ reengineering. We also discussed what organ reengineering and tissue engineering are, the advantages and the disadvantages. And since there are so many people on this transplant list, you might even know somebody on one, maybe a friend or a close family member. According to the Health Resources and Services Administration, every 9 minutes, someone is added to the transplant list. Knowing this, it could be one of us or a close family member, someone or a friend that is added next. Soon, researchers are going to be able to make this process very cheaper so that people like us in the middle class can afford it. It won't be as expensive, and we will be able to get the services like other people. This will change the lives of hundreds of thousands of people, including little Michael. Michael will be able to live a healthy life like a normal boy should. Thank you.